Hi, I'm Inanna, and I am channeling 17 Days of No Self, going into deep meditation to give you the answers from my highest self on self mastery. Today is day 18. As you can see, I have had to use one of my own self mastery techniques and be like the water because there's just something that did not want me to get this final message out to you guys. And it has been extremely difficult over the past couple days to even get online and record a message. But we're going to get through this. So the first part I have is a detailed message about your ship and closing the door. It's time to close the doors of the ship. You can't take anyone with you on the journey. Your light body or your light ship is a one passenger vehicle that is fueled by your own personal energy. Think about this in the context of the story of Noah or the biblical story of the flood. And think about it in regards to where we are versus what that story entailed about the nature of the world and how there came this moment where if you would not board that ship, you would literally be left behind to drown. And it's such a desperation to have only one way out. Noah, being in his own spiritual awakening, had heard the voice of God and decided that he was going to listen because it was a message that was coming specifically to him and build the ark. And in this case, the ark itself is your own body, as I have explained in these other diagrams. In essence, this solar reset is our modern day flood of Noah. However, the most important commodity is not wooden ships. It is the light body or the energetic body. And the only way for you to be able to float beyond this point is for you to lighten your feather or lighten your heart or go through the heart chakra. And this means that energy frequency is king. And if you are not vibrating high, you will not be an energetic match for the sun's frequency. One of the most important lessons that you'll ever learn in self-mastery is that you are 100% responsible for the cycles that you refuse to break. And there are a lot of people who are intent on never breaking those cycles, or in this particular cycle of Earth's history, they have not broken their cycles. And when you think about it in the context of where you are finding this video, searching for light, your algorithm being tailored to bring you the things that are enlightening you, and you actually sitting to listen to a message like this, understanding that there's something bigger and something more prepared, and you actually wanting that, versus the people who are perpetually stuck in those cycles at this particular point in time, when it is imperative for us to be dwelling in the light. There is a stark difference between the groups of people on earth right now, and you have to choose which side you are on. A part of self-mastery is realizing that you are 100% responsible for your situation in your life. And taking accountability is the most important thing you'll ever do. And there are a lot of people who are intent on never taking accountability. They are content in their cycles. They are not trying to take accountability 100%. They'd rather place blame in other places, as well as use those situations to triangulate that pain, that trauma onto people who are innocent, who hold the light, that they want to drain, or they feel as though those people have more light than them, so they want to bring their light down because they themselves are dim. This is the point that we're at in this particular point in time, where there's so many empty vessels and people who are just listlessly moving around with no aim and no way to clear up their karmic debt. The other night when I had the dream and I dreamed of the numbers 147, it was centered around the three main centers of the body. And that is one, the crown, which is the head, is the government or the seat of your soul. The 4, which is the heart chakra, which is the place where you clear all bad karmic debt, energetic debt by confessing and forgiving. And 7, which is a representation of the root or the foundation by which you stand on. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be familial. It could be something that you built for yourself. It could be the principles that govern you and where you stand in terms of what it is that you believe in and how you govern yourself. A lot of people have not established either of these numbers. And this number is the mastery number, as I was given, that pretty much overrides and controls the actual body when you have aligned yourself to lock that energy into place. Through the lens of self-mastery, the numbers 1, 4, 7 are the key numbers. If you have not learned how to master those 3 numbers, which is get control of your mind, your seat of authority, your crown of righteousness, and your higher self, your heart, which is a control on all of the trauma and energetic karmic debt that you have acquired throughout this life and past lives, and the root, which is the foundation and the principles that you stand on, so that you can be firmly grounded and rooted, clear and ready energetically for takeoff, then you are a part of the other group. Okay. And there is a delineation between the two groups that exist in this world today and where we are at this particular point in the timeline. The way that everything was constructed in this realm is based on 8 cycles. So within these 8 cycles, we are literally in the last cycle. And you can tell that we're in the last cycle because of the scientific evidence that has been provided throughout Earth, with all of the crazy weather, with all of the things that are going on, with the great solar flashes and the, different solar flares that are happening. It's a key indicator to tell you where we are in terms of the solar timeline, because it's all about the sun and what the sun is doing and how that's affecting the rest of the earth. If you are in this 8th cycle and your higher soul or your oversoul, which is always very sovereign, always knowing exactly what to do, is not in alignment with what's going on, meaning that you are in an awakened state and you are seeking higher levels of consciousness and ready for this transition, then you are a part of the other group who are either willfully obtuse or they are a part of the construct. If people are not a part of this path at this particular point in time, then they never will be. And that is the line that you need to draw in the sand, because these are the type of people that will triangulate and place bugs within your foundation, in your system, in order to lower your frequency. And right now, as I said, frequency is king and it is the name of the game. So when you think about these different people who are a part of this systematic oppression, and they themselves have not learned anything in these 8 cycles that we've had, karmic wise or soul wise, and they are not in the place that we are, it's time for you to shut the doors to that energy. Last night, as I was channeling this particular message, the scripture Revelation 22:11 popped into my mind. And that is the text that says, "He that is filthy, let him be filthy still. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still." I believe that you should look at the etymology of words and not just what they mean in their surface level by saying someone is filthy or unjust. Let's dive a little bit deeper into those meanings and how that is all conveyed in the modern sense. The word unjust describes a behavioral pattern of wrongdoing, distortion, and refusal for taking accountability. These are the people who act unfairly towards others and bend the truth to fit their own narrative, as well as create chaos and blame other people for that fallout for the decisions that they themselves have chosen. These are the people that manipulate through guilt, triangulation, and emotional pressure. People who know better but consistently choose worse. They also love to live in a cycle of self-created drama. Unjust people are energetically misaligned, unstable, as well as unpredictable. People who are filthy are energetically unclean. This goes beyond a diet of eating certain things and calling it unclean. This is about being energetically unclean, meaning that you are literally an embodiment of chaos and you refuse to clear your light body or your energetic field and remain in a very dirty, mucky, low vibrational, filthy state. These are the people that not only thrive in chaos, they actually enjoy it. They love to romance the problem versus finding the solution. They would rather live in chaos than find an answer. If you've ever had a person that does not accept any of the advice that you give them, no matter how sound it is and no matter where it's coming from, they not only reject that advice, they even turn on you for giving that advice, and they look at you as arrogant or self-serving, as if you're better than them, versus them taking that advice and bettering themselves. They'd rather stay in that stagnant energy and salivate in the muck and mire of their very poor low vibrational situation that they've created. These are your filthy. They are energetically sullied. And these are people that you definitely want to close the door to, because they love, love, love to plant bugs in the systems of others. These are people that are energetically toxic, chaotic, and just altogether incompatible with ascension. In regards to the righteous, these are people who move with emotional integrity. They choose truth over chaos, and they choose to live in alignment. These are the people that will do the right thing even when no one is watching. They're the ones who are seeking the light actively and choosing to better themselves no matter what obstacles are coming, no matter what's put in their place. They want better, and they have integrity and operate as such, regardless of who is around. They cannot be bent, okay? These are the people who are righteous, who are actively seeking to better themselves during this time, and who are looking forward to something better other than what we've been given within this particular world. If you are righteous, that means that you are stable, grounded, as well as trustworthy. When it comes to the word holy, you're talking about someone who is set apart, someone who is walking the path, someone who is in the light, who is awakened, who is ready, who is seeking the knowledge. The people who are sitting in front of this video right now, you would not be in this position had you not been set apart and had you not learned all the karmic lessons from the last 7 cycles that we've had on this earth. Your oversoul or your higher self is well aware of who you are and where you are, and you have learned your lessons. That is why you are in this place right now, seeking and looking for higher knowledge, and you're able to receive it without feeling some type of way. This is the definition of someone that is holy or set apart. In this last cycle, those that are righteous and holy are the main black sheeps of every group. They're the ones that are constantly under attack. And these people are the ones who are largely isolated. They are walking a lonely path, unable to tell other people around them exactly how they truly feel because they are surrounded by spiritual darkness. This is exactly where we are. And if you find yourself in that group of people who are isolated, who are just trying to get through the remainder of this mission, I am speaking directly to you. It is time to shut the doors. At this particular point in time, there are only 2 sets of people, and there is only one end to this equation, and that is the number 2, which is truth and justice. The number 2 is about the operating system of the body, which are the 2 tablets of Moses, or in my case, the osmosis tablets, right? Or the command prompt of the light body. It is loving God or your creator with all your heart, soul, and mind, and loving your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 hang all the law and the prophets. And until you are operating within that mode, you are not ready for this last cycle. And there will only be 2 groups of people that are reaping in this particular point in time. When the side of energy comes through, which is the solar flash, there will only be truth, which is recompense for those who have been black sheep within their groups. And there will be justice for those who are the ones causing the havoc or reaping the havoc or have not learned their karmic lesson within this particular 8th cycle. 7 times 2 equals 14, which again brings you back to 147. The finality of every being or light being on earth, truth or justice, and the 147 of the mastery of the light body. It is time for us to shut the doors of our energetic systems and realize that we have been set apart. Now is the time for those of us who have made those decisions and we have ascended beyond to understand that there is always going to be obstacles placed in your way. Learn how to set boundaries that are steel like iron, okay? And not allow anyone to triangulate, to sully, to lower the vibratory frequency of your body, and be energetically free. Unburden your own heart so that you can be ready for ascension. It's time to shut the doors.